idea how to start this video. So. Okay, so it's been like a month since, actually probably like a month and a half since I filmed this intro clip, and I'm now trying to edit it, and I edited down all my clips. They're all together. I clipped them up how I wanted them to be. It's an hour and a half long. So I have to figure out a way to cut it down, and this entire intro is 8 minutes long. Unnecessary, Chanel. Fully unnecessary. So I'm going to give you a brief rundown of what I say. The most important thing is spoilers. So the first half of the video is spoiler free. Like, I read the entire book and give you my opinions on it without spoilers, and then the second half is with spoilers. And there you'll be able to tell when it's done and like when you should click off if you don't want the spoilers. I spent a lot of time in this talking about like why I was scared to start my YouTube channel and like just blabbering on about nothing. And then I also talked about where I was like reading, like how I had just finished Alone with You in the Ether, and I couldn't figure out what to start, but this sounded like the best thing to start with. No one cares. No one cares. 8 minutes worth of care. No one has that. And I think that's all I had to say. So I'm not really sure why it took 8 minutes to say that. So I figured I'd just come on here and say it in 2 minutes. Also, how has it already been 2 minutes that I've just been talking? This is what happens. This is why the video is an hour and a half long. Anyways, that's the gist of it. I hope you enjoy this video. Whoa, like, sounds really good, but sounds really advanced and sounds like a book I would want to read in the summer because I am a full-time student and I have to do a lot of reading. I'm a psych major. It's a lot of textbook readings, a lot of reading. And so I don't really want to read something that makes me feel like I'm dumb, you know? And I'm feeling like that's what this is going to be. But then I'm like, why am I going into it with such a negative? Like, let's think positively. Okay, I'm kind of excited now. Okay, so I've started it. I think I'm probably done for the day. I didn't bring my phone, so I have no idea what time it is. I think it's 1:30. And I just took a break to make some lunch, but I literally was like reading it as I was making lunch. Like, okay, let's have some structure, Chanel. I am on page 26, which is where I'm going to stop. My initial thoughts are I am surprisingly hooked, like right off the bat. It's way less convoluted. I thought it was going to start off straight away. This isn't a spoiler really, because you'll know by the first sentence. I thought it was going to start off with Robin already being like at Oxford, and it's not. It starts off when he's a little kid and his family has just passed away and he's still living in China. So it's kind of sad, the first chapter. But also like really engaging and like interesting and not as hard to read as I was expecting, so I'm really excited. Professor Lovell, hate him. Not really sure what's going on with him. Oh, also, so much annotations happening. Like, I am out here writing a lot, which is so fun. I love when I like feel the need to do that. I just fully stabbed myself in the eye. Ow. Hey guys, it's me again. This video is messed up. This video is a mess. There is no like ending clips and starting new ones. I don't know why. Like, was I all right? I don't know. But unfortunately, it's gonna continue happening. So just ignore the really big jump cuts. The next clip, I'm in a hotel. Like, I guess I didn't feel the need to explain that when I was filming it. I just felt like I needed to give you some explanation or some warning. But there you go. When I first got this book and I flipped through I forget what they're called, the annotations, that's not what they're called, but when it has a little star next to a word and then at the bottom of the page it like explains more or whatever. Well, I don't remember what that's called. But it was very intimidating to me when I first saw that. I was like, oh, no. That was like the first clue that this book might not be, it might be too smart for me. But I actually am loving it. Like, I actually did, like, a few things I literally looked them up. Like, at one point it references a poem about like a dead robin and like who killed Robin. Oh, that was how he picked his name. It was based off that nursery rhyme, and I like looked it up and read about it. It's just like so fun. It's like learning things, but for fun and not for getting a grade. You know what I mean? So I am wondering, like, when is he gonna grow up? Because I don't think I think eventually he goes to Oxford, which I'm guessing he's got to be like college aged. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading. I've now been home for a little bit. I've like fully washed my face and gotten ready for bed. I'm on page 39. When I just said that, how has so much happened and I'm only 39 pages in? I feel like I've read way more than that. But if you know page 39, I knew maybe I shouldn't say that. It's kind of a spoiler. But then I'll just leave it at page 39. I'm angry, okay? Okay, I just finished chapter 2. I'm having severe anger. I literally, I won't give spoilers obviously, but like I literally was screaming. I was screaming. I didn't have another way to express the anger I'm feeling right now from page 44. I said I was angry on the other page, whatever, just a few pages ago. 39. 44 is worse. It gets worse in a different way. I think this is probably where I will stop for the night before I get too angry to sleep. Filmed that last clip and I was like, you know what, I'll stop at 9:30. Actually, I don't think it's 9:45, because then at like 9:30 I flipped ahead and I had like 3 or 4 pages and I was like, no, I have to finish it, get to book 2. I am so excited and I'm so pleasantly surprised with how this book is going. The writing is so good, everything about it. I'm just so excited. It's just like nothing. I'm on page 93. It's like nothing I've ever read before. Weirdly, it kind of gives me Harry Potter vibes, like adult Harry Potter. Like Harry Potter, but more well written. I don't know, just because they're at school, I guess, and like the way, I don't know, I guess just because they're at school, and the way that like they were getting a tour from the head boy. It's not what they're called in this book, but and the way the professor talked, and I don't know, it just kind of gave me Harry Potter vibes, which I haven't heard anyone say, so I don't know if that's like a universal vibe or if I'm just like getting that vibe. But I'm officially a good chunk in. Let's put it into Storygraph and see what percent of the book I'm through. 17%. I'm also always reading a book on my phone, and usually the ones I read on my phone are just like romance and things, easy like reads like that, because I don't really need a physical copy. So right now I'm reading Long Way Down by Kristen Becker Ritchie, which I am pretty much done. So now I really am going to bed. It's a good night. Okay, so hi guys, I just got out of the shower and I'm just like doing my skincare and stuff, but I thought I would give you a little update on Babel while I'm sitting here because I just read like quite a lot. I'm on to book 3 now. I just finished chapter 13. So I'm on page 237, which is like getting close to halfway. I think when I logged it into my Storygraph, it was like 40 something percent. I'm not sure, but like around there, which is so fun. Like I feel like I'm actually getting through it now. So still, I think what I said earlier is the best description of it, of how I feel about reading this book. Like I don't feel drawn to it. I don't feel like I'm like, oh my god, I need to like read. I can't wait until I have time to read. But then once I start reading, I'm like, ah, this book is insane. Like I'm so invested once I start, which is kind of a weird concept. I don't know, I've never really felt that way about a book. I feel like if I don't feel like picking it up, then it usually means I don't like it, but that's definitely not the case. Like I definitely do really like this book. I think it just takes a lot of brain power. Not a lot, not as much as I expected, but like there are certain, I'd say like passages, like maybe half a page or maybe 1 page where I'm like, okay, I have no idea what's happening here. And then I kind of like, I don't know, I just kind of, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna understand that, let's just move on. But it's only happened like 2 or 3 times. So out of 250 pages, to only have 2 or 3 pages that I didn't understand when I expected the whole book to be something I didn't understand. Not that I don't understand, but it's just like so convoluted, and like you have to follow this train of thought to this, because it's all about translation. So it goes to like the root of this word, which is connected to the root of this word, like the whole match pair thing, which that's not a spoiler, but once you get to that part, you'll understand what I'm talking about. That part is really confusing to me, but overall I am really enjoying it. I really like the characters, and there's a few things that I'm kind of nervy about. Wow, it actually looks so bright in here. It's really quiet. I don't want to talk loud. But the power's out. It is February 3rd, 5:42. And there is a wind warning today. And the power's out now. So it is not this bright in here. It's actually very dark. That is... it looks so bright. It is not bright. But I have these 2 little candies here. then I'm gonna try and read. Because I have not read in like 3 days because I had a midterm. Power's back on. Anyways, I'm still gonna try and read. Midterms have been killing my brain now. If I look unwell, it's because I am currently unwell, so mind your business, okay? I just am not even reading right now also. I have no intentions of reading, but I just was thinking about it because I was watching Destiny's new video. I read another like 24-hour reading video, and all I want to do is do that. All I want to do is film this video and read a little book, preferably multiple books. But like, it's just the reality, and like what sucks about exam seasons or like seasons where you're more busy in things that you don't necessarily want to be doing but you have to do. And like, yeah, I guess I don't have to do it, but like I also, yeah, I do, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just so tired and all I want to do is like have a break. I just also am really craving, in line with taking a break, reading the Shatter Me series, which I think is because Babel is just so much that it's making me want something that I know is like easy. I just, yeah, anyways, if anyone else is a student or like has a lot of deadlines, things like that coming up, I have my I had a midterm on Friday, I have a midterm tomorrow, and then I have a presentation on Monday, like a week from now. And then next week on Friday, I have my last midterm. My head really hurt. I just like am so tired. And I'm debating taking a break from Babel. I just want to feel like I'm like completing something, you know? But I'm not going to. Once I finish this exam, everything will be easier. I don't remember when I last recorded anything, unfortunately, but it's now Tuesday. I don't think I've read since like last week. I didn't read over the weekend at all, but I have some time finally, so I'm gonna read. Guys, I look severely unwell, but I'm on page 321 and things are popping off. It's getting juicy. Don't pause this if you don't want spoilers, but look at how much I've written on this page. Things are happening right now that I've been waiting since page like 10 to happen, and I kind of was scared it was never gonna happen. So I'm literally enjoying this so much. If you know, you know. Okay. So I finally charged my camera, so I'm back on my camera, and it's now 12:30, and I don't remember where I was the last time I recorded, but I've been kind of on a roll. It's now at that point that it's like super juicy, like need to keep reading. So I have this much left. I would say probably like if you're kind of like falling out of it a little bit, and it's getting like kind of hard to read, or like you're getting bored or something, I would say it really starts picking up on page 373. And then from 373 on, it's been pretty like, I feel like I need to keep reading. So if you're like not sure if you can get through it, because to be honest, I get it. Like, I don't think that this would be for everyone. Like, I don't think everyone's gonna like it like I do. But if you're wanting like the juicy drama, like really fast-paced parts, it's whatever page I just said. I finished it. It is 5:16 and I just finished it. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it yet. I think probably 5 stars. It's just gotta be, like, I can't not. The dust jacket's going back on. I loved the thing at the end. I won't show you, but like it does a little says a little thing about each character at the very end, and I loved that. Like, honestly, you have to read the book just to get to that. I loved it. I wasn't super shocked. There were certain things that were shocking, like certain people that I didn't expect to see, maybe, I guess. But the, like, how it ended, I kind of saw coming as we got more and more close to it. I don't know, I think I might just think about it and then I'll film a final conclusion tomorrow or something. I just need to like think about it for a little bit. Okay, it's officially been like, I don't even know, maybe close to a week. No, it's been like 4 days since I finished Babel. It kind of was all I thought about for the first day after I finished it, and now I've moved on. I feel like refreshed and I feel like I can talk about it. So my final rating is going to be 5 stars. It just can't not be. I have never read a book that is so intelligent while still being so digestible, if that makes sense. Like, I thought it was going to be too smart for me, and at times it did feel too smart for me, but it always found a way to loop around back to things that made it understandable. The found family I was not expecting. There is no romance in it, really. There's like a hint that there might be one, but like there's not. There's no romance. But the found family is really cute in this book. I really love it, and it's also heartbreaking. And I didn't sob, but like also I think I just wasn't in the mood to like cry, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was in the mood to cry, I think I would have sobbed. It's definitely my most annotated book. I think every single page I flip to, it'll have writing on it. Maybe not necessarily, but the quotes in this book are insane. The writing is insane. The amount of work that R.F. Kuang had to do to write this book is like mind-boggling. I don't know how long this took her, or if she just is insanely intelligent and has this knowledge in her head. But it would take me years to write a book like this. Years, like 10, 20 years. I did find that it was hard to pick up sometimes. Normally for me, 5-star reads are reads that I like could not put down. I was like, all throughout the day I would be thinking about that, and that's not what this was. So it's kind of a weird 5-star for me, which like made me think it was 4.75 more. But I just can't. It's a 5-star. Like, despite it feeling hard to pick up, like, oh my god, just looking at the pages, the footnotes really scared me. I read a review on Storygraph that someone wrote that said that they thought the footnotes were like condescending or something. I needed the footnotes, girly. At first, the footnotes are what scared me the most about starting this book. Let me find one where there's like a lot. I was like, there is no way I'm about to read a textbook with footnotes. Like, but sometimes I literally annotated the footnote. I don't know, I can't really find one, but like, this one's a pretty thick footnote. And it kind of gives insight into what the characters are thinking, or like the real story behind something that's happening. I feel like I learned a lot about just history, even though it's fantasy, but like also even just the way I think about history is different now after reading this book. You could write a thesis on this book. Like, honestly, there's so many aspects that you could branch off of on this. And it's not really a spoiler, but one of the professors just killed me. And if you've read it, I think you probably know what I'm talking about. I don't know why it like impacted me so much, but it did. I'm obsessed. It's now when I think about this, I just hear this professor's name in my head. I mean, like, obviously it's not going to be an easy read. It's who she is. But I think it's worth it. I've never related to, I feel like it's really rare for me at least, to relate to male main characters so strongly. O'Connell from Normal People, don't judge me on that. And like Perks of Being a Wallflower and things like that, like I have felt like that. But I feel like every time I would think something, Robin would be right behind me thinking the exact same thing. Like, it was kind of weird. But so it made it so interesting to read, and I would highly recommend. If you guys read it, let me know what you think, if you disagree, if you agree. Let me know. So, I am on page 26, which is where I'm going to stop. And Robin is doing like, starting to do his lessons and things like that, which is interesting. But also I'm like, so he's literally just learning languages. No one's gonna teach him math or anything else. Just Greek and Latin. God, it sounds like a nightmare, kind of. And what is Professor Babel's issue? That's what I want to know. He likely had a kid. Was the girl who not raised, but like was Robin's nanny, was that Professor Babel's daughter? Possibly. That's possibly what I'm thinking. Obviously he lost a child. That's clear. I don't know. Recently I read Legendborn, and so that's kind of in my head now, and how Robin keeps saying like how he's so monotone and cold and like unfeeling, unemotional, it's kind of giving me vibes that he's like magic possessed or something. But I think that's just Wednesday and Legendborn like being in my head. But anyways, so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm only 26 pages in. It doesn't anymore seem so daunting, you know, like once you like realize that you're gonna probably enjoy the 500 plus pages, it's a lot easier to get into. I knew Professor Lavelle was poo, but he's fully. Robin would have been more frightened if he'd ever suspected Professor Lavelle of violence, but this beating was so unexpected, so wholly out of character, that it felt surreal more than anything else. Pop. I don't like that he's like stoic and weird. Who is he? I need more information. I knew I didn't like him, but I did not see this coming. And then when he slapped him at the beginning of this scene, I was like, I knew this was coming. I didn't know this was coming. I was like, when he slapped him, I knew I didn't like him. I was like, okay, I knew he was shit. But he's going ham. Oh god. Another thing about this book is I have no idea how old Robin is, because now he's going off to Oxford, which I just assumed he would be like college age when he went to Oxford, like 17, 18. But over here it said you've only 6 years to make up the difference before you begin at Oxford. So I was like, okay, 6 years, so maybe he's 11 or 12. But no, okay, wait. It said slavery was abolished 1833, and I don't know, like I just am not sure about the timeline. I'm gonna stop it there and we'll be at Oxford tomorrow. Now for the spoilers. So we just Robin went to go get Rami's book, and then saw those people trying to like go invisible, and he helped them go invisible. The one thing I don't understand is he's like, this is my doppelganger, but none of them were like, so was Robin just like seeing things or what? I'm not sure about that. Also, the writing is just so good. It's like just insane. Okay, so spoilers. At this point, I'm on like 237, I think, page 237. Oh, I knew right away that, what's his name? Anthony, I think, is in the Hermes Society now. Knew immediately. I'm thinking that Evie or Evelyn is also part of the society as well. Basically anytime anyone's been like missing, I'm like, okay, Griffin's got them. I also like very much relate to Robin more than I've ever related to a male character in a book, I think, ever, which is so fun. I literally feel like I think the same as Robin does in a weird way. Victoire, I think that's how you say her name, is iconic. I love her. Letty is also iconic, but obviously she's a bit more annoying. And very kind of microaggression vibes from her. Oh, it's also so weird. I read through the part where they're like taking their exams. That's where I just finished. Oh, I'll read you a quote that I just ended on because it was so good. But like, I'm just entering midterm season right now, so it's so weird to read about people being like in hardcore exams when I'm just starting to, like, I relate to it so much. If you're a student and you are not going to be stressed out by reading about it, if it's like, it feels like camaraderie to me more to read about people going through the same thing. It's a bit more intense, but I relate to all of the emotions the exact same. But the end of chapter 13, I thought this was so sweet. Specifically the end, but I'll read the whole paragraph. If only one could engrave entire memories in silver, thought Robin, to be manifested again and again for years to come. Not the cruel distortion of the daguerreotype, but a pure and impossible distillation of emotions and sensations. This is the part I love. For simple ink on paper was not enough to describe this golden afternoon. The warmth of uncomplicated friendship, all fights forgotten, all sins forgiven, the sunlight melting away the memory of the classroom chill, the sticky taste of lemon on their tongues, and their startled, delighted relief. I don't really know what's gonna happen with the group of friends. I think, so this is my, if I want to do predictions, Rami's gonna be upset when he finds out. He's gonna be jealous. He loves to be included. He's not being included. So he's gonna be really upset. Probably inconsolably so. Like, I think that friendship will probably be over. Letty, I think she's kind of irrelevant. I don't really know. Victoire, however, I don't know if that's how you say her name, but I think so. I think she's like down. I think she like is gonna be in and down to like join the society or like support Robin in some way. At least I hope. I hope one of them like sticks with Robin, because it would be so sad for him if they all were like hated him when they find out. But I guess we'll see. I have like 270 pages left, so who knows how is there that many pages left? No. I just saw a big spoiler. I just saw a big spoiler. I saw Professor Playwright, I think. Oh no. Say that he's with the society. He's definitely not, so. Great. That's a sign that I'm done for the night. Hi guys, so I look the way I feel the way I look, which is deceased, okay? Today was a long day. I don't know where my microphone is, so I hope you can hear me. I don't feel like holding the camera up. I have been doing school and / work study / my job since 7 a.m. I had like an hour break in between, but then I had class until 7, ate dinner until 7:30, and then I've just been reading for like the past hour. And I'm gonna stop now because it's 9 and my eyeballs are just like hurting. But lots of things to talk, lots of big dramatic things happened. I literally wrote in here like a few pages ago, at this point I'm so tired from school today, but I can't put this down because I was like eating it up, and I was literally sitting there like this, like taking turns with my eyeballs because my eyes are just so dry and tired from looking at a screen all day and reading things all day. But I stopped right here there's an interlude. And it's from Ramy's, like, it's not really from his point of view. It's third person, but it's, I think, about Ramy's family. I think it's pretty short, but I feel like it's a good place to stop. So, first of all, like I was literally saying last night, I had a feeling Victoire would be like involved in the Hermes Society, but I thought Ramy would be butthurt, but he's in on it. And obviously Anthony, we all knew he wasn't dead. But I was surprised that like Ramy and Victoire like tag team, like they're like together. But now I'm like feeling like maybe Griffin is like a lone wolf and he's not really like the Hermes. I always feel like I say that wrong, so it messes me up every time I say it. The Hermes Society is like maybe done with Griffin or something. I don't know. I just feel like there's something weird about Griffin to me. And now Professor Lavelle is saying that Griffin killed Evie, which it's just like so weird. Like I just don't know who to trust. Obviously I don't trust Lavelle, but like I also feel weird about Griffin. Like I just don't really trust him. I don't really know what the hell. Also the whole scene at the ball was hard, but when the group of guys were being absolute losers to Letty and Victoire, and how Robin like deals with it and talks to Pendennis is so good. And then later there's a really good part. He remembered, Robin's talking about the party, he says he remembered Ramy sitting with Victoire in a corner doing silly impersonations of the professors until her tears were dry. I just ran out of breath saying that, but. And then later Letty's crying and it's so good. It says, what Letty wanted then was not honest counsel, but someone to comfort and love her and give her, if not the attention she craved, then some facsimile of it. Some facet of it? I don't really know what that word is. So he let her sob against him, soaking the front of his shirt in tears, and rubbed circles in her back as he murmured mindlessly that he didn't understand. Was Ramy a fool? What wasn't to love about her? She was gorgeous. Gorgeous. She made Aphrodite herself jealous. Indeed, he intoned, she ought to feel lucky she hadn't been turned into a mayfly already. This made... My camera ran out of storage somewhere in there, so I don't know how much of the quote I recorded, but I'll just read some of it again. My favorite part is like Letty's crying on his shoulder and he's trying to comfort her and he's saying all these things, and at the end it says, this made Letty giggle, which stopped her crying somewhat, and that was good. That meant he'd done his job. Robin is just the sweetest little munchkin boy ever. And then on page 250, when they like find Evie's grave, right when I was listening to a playlist, right when it says, suddenly the night air felt icy. The lingering warmth of port had evaporated with their laughter. Now they were sober, cold, and very scared. Right when I read that line, the song Storm by Antonio Vivaldi came on, which it was instrumental, but it was like a very spooky vibes. Very spooky vibes. I was really scared for a second. Anyways, I'm starting to actually go, starting to go crazy a little bit, so I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm gonna probably start editing this video because I have no more space on this camera, so let's go burn my eyes with some blue light. Fun. Now for the spoiler part. So Robin is finally popping off. He's done with Professor Lavelle, like absolutely done with his shit, he said, when he said, say her name, father, say her name, I gasped. I fully gasped. And now, they're about to fight. This part I really liked. I thought the writing was impeccable. Because he's feeling so angry and he never really gets angry. It says, anger was a chokehold. Anger did not empower you. It sat on your chest. It squeezed your ribs until you felt trapped, suffocated, out of options. Anger simmered, then exploded. Anger was constriction and the consequent rage, a desperate attempt to breathe. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel like things are getting juicy. Like this is the turning point in the book. I'm just gonna record my reaction because something's that I don't believe this. I said things were gonna pop off, but that's not what I expected. Okay, so now for the spoilers. Robin and Victoire have taken over Babel, and I'm really losing my track of thought here. And ignore my half-empty bookshelf. They've taken over Babel at this point. At first, I don't really know how I feel about the like Robin's epiphany that he needs to like be violent. Not sure how I feel about that, but like I also kind of get it, and it's not like he's necessarily hurting people. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it ends and we'll come back to that thought. But one thing I did think, one good thing that happened is Professor Chakravarti, I knew it. He had to be good, like he just had to be good. And I kind of forgot about him until they just walked into Babel to like take over, and Robin talks about how he sees him, and then he sees like the Professor DeVries and all these people, and I was like, he's gotta be good, he's gotta be on their team, and he fucking is. I literally wrote yay. I literally gasped when he says, received your message, very well done. It's so good. One thing I did think was like really weird, on page 451, when Professor Kraft is like, says that I don't remember who Professor Kraft is. Oh, it's the only female teacher? Anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah, Margaret Kraft. She like says that she believes them. And then it says, Professor Playfair paused a moment as if deliberating whether it was worth trying to keep up the pretense. Then he huffed, don't act so shocked. You know what runs this tower. You knew the balance of power had to shift. And I was like, oh my god, he really gave it up so easily. There's 542 pages. I have like just under 100 pages left, like 90 pages. I still don't really know what's gonna happen. I'm glad they like took over Babel and they're protesting. They're like, what's it called? Go on strike. They're going on strike. To be honest, I feel better that Anthony is gone. I can survive that loss because now we have Professor Chakravarti. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Okay, so Robin's obviously not doing well. I understand fully where he's coming from, but everyone, like, even Victoria's like, what are you doing? Like, you obviously want it to be a fight, and he's, like, when you're seeing what he's thinking, he does want that. And I get it, but also it's like he's starting to lose I feel like he's starting to lose sight of the goal a little bit. And the best way to get that goal a little bit. And I'm kind of thinking that he is going to die. I don't know. I saw that Victoire has a epilogue thing, like it's her, and which might just be part of it, because like Remy had one, Letty had one, and then Victoria's gonna have one, and the whole book is Robin. But that's my thoughts. I don't know who's gonna do it. I think it's gonna be his own fault a little bit. And it's gonna be sad. My camera battery is dead, so I'm charging it. But it's Saturday morning. It's like 8:30, I think. And I'm reading. I was reading last night, but I did not film it because my battery was dead and I didn't plug it in until just now. But big things are happening. Big, dramatic, shocking things. So, I don't know if Remy is dead. But I think he is. I didn't even cry because I was like, there's no way. And Letty did it literally on page, I talked about it in the not spoiler part, but on page 403 I was like, what happened? I think Robin and Anthony, which Anthony is popping. I love Anthony. Griffin is giving me scary vibes and should not be trusted. But yeah, Anthony says, I've never met an Englishman I trusted to do the right thing out of sympathy. Well, said Robin, there's Letty. Yes, said Anthony after a pause. I suppose there's Letty, but she's a rare case, isn't she? And I said, wow, Letty has really surprised me. Like, I didn't expect her to be like such a ally in this. And then page 409 came, and I said, I regret what I wrote on page 403. I should have seen it coming. As soon as she left the room and she like looked back at Robin for a split second, I was like, it's done for. And then the fact that she fucking killed Remy, like, she loved him. So, I mean, obviously she didn't mean to and she was upset after it happened, but like, I just can't get over it. And now and then I was like, there's no way. Like, he must not actually be dead. But then the fact that Robin was consciously like, it talks about how he's like trying to justify that he must not really be dead, that like no one checked and someone must have dragged him to safety or something. I'm like, oh, that's what I was thinking. But so the fact that he's like acknowledging it makes me think he really is dead. And now Victoire, is that how you even say her name? I definitely think I'm saying it wrong. I hate that, but there's no way she's dead. There's no way both Remy and Victoire are dead. There's no way. At this point, I really don't know how this book is gonna end. Like, obviously it's not gonna be a super happy ending. They're not gonna find a way to magically dismantle Babel and everything is right in the world. Obviously not. That's the whole point of this book. But I do hope they like burn Babel down or something. Like, at least something good. Like some sort of triumph. And if Anthony dies, I'll be so mad. That's all for now. I'm on page 420. So literally 2 minutes later, Griffin's here, saving Robin. He says, "Where's Anthony?" "He's dead," said Robin. "I'm sorry. When did that happen?" "What? They're just, what? I don't get it. How was he dead? And how did we not acknowledge that? Anthony was the best character." Literally, like, one thing after another is just like dropping. What is this book? I don't understand. First of all, I knew Victoria was fine. I was a bit scared, but deep down I knew. I was really not expecting that. That was really sad. I don't know why I thought he was like gonna be shady more. Shocked. For the spoilers, so I just finished. I wanted absolutely, I'm not doing well. Professor Chakravarti? Why? Why do you have to do that? Either you don't know what to say about this book, so I feel like I am just gonna sit on it for a minute and come back another time to talk about it, but I'm finished. I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5. Yeah, I'll come back, I'll think about it, and I'll come back another time, but the end note about the professor killed me. And then, like, Robin and Victoria, like, talking about Robin, like, saying that he's decided he's gonna do this, and, like, knowing he would never want to ask Victoria to do this, but, like, he kind of is, like, it's an intended question, like, it's obviously her choice if he doesn't want her to do it, but, like, he also does, like, and them crying, and, like, and when he says goodbye to Aldo, that made me cry a little bit. I didn't, like, sob. It didn't really make me cry, but I did tear up in the end. Okay, so this is the end of the, like, spoiler section. I'm not gonna do a whole outro, like I already recorded that outro, but if you read Babel, let me know what you thought. If you hated it, if you loved it, I want to know. If you want to talk about Professor C, I'm scared that someone's gonna, like, watch this last clip, so I'm not gonna. That's kind of a spoiler, I guess. Well, draw if you skipped. I would love to talk about him because I love him. And Anthony, I love Anthony. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if there is any other books you would like me to read or videos you would like to see. I don't have any plans for my next video. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, so possibly a little life reading vlog, but I don't think I'm stable enough for that yet. So it might be a few weeks, but we'll see. Let me know if you have any ideas. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a fabulous day.